Howdy folks, it is Diecast Buffet here again, and something really interesting for the Diecast collector was announced. Very random, and I know a lot of people have been buzzing about this, but there's going to be a Lionel Racing 12 Days of Surprises Christmas deal that's going to have some exclusive 164 diecasts in it, as well as some normal releases we've gotten in other lines, that being maybe Winter Circle, NASCAR Authentics, and then, of course, the Gold Series. I'm going to be talking about that a little bit and maybe some of my concerns and maybe some of the positives that I see from this. This is something we have not seen, I don't think, ever in the NASCAR 164 world. So, without further ado, make sure to give the video a huge thumbs up and let's dive into it. Pretty much the gimmick with this is it's very similar to how the Lego, if for you Lego collectors out there, I love Legos. You'll be able to really recognize what this is. Each day you open up a little box on the box and you get like a little, a minifig or some little accessory. That's how the Lego thing does it. Well, NASCAR Authentics with Lionel are actually doing something very similar, like an advent calendar, and each day you get something new. This is great, I think, for the younger fan. I love the idea of it. I know I would have been a huge fan of something like this. The idea of you're getting diecast, but you have no idea what it is. I love that. I love it. That's definitely a throwback for me. Back in the day, 2004, 2005, when there was like 5 different manufacturers of diecast, Hot Wheels, Winter Circle, Action. When it was Christmas time, you had no idea what cars could be underneath the tree. So it was a huge mystery of what diecast you're going to get. To me, very nostalgic in that regard, and of course, it is the Winter Circle line. So you're going to get 12 diecasts in it. 7 of them are exclusives, which apparently one of them we already know of, which is going to be Cole Custer's 2023 Xfinity car, because the box artwork actually has Cole Custer's car there. Very rarely, and I mean I think only 1 or 2 instances have they actually used maybe artwork from a paint scheme and not made a 164 for it on their packaging. You think about maybe the retail line with the haulers, how they have like Thor Sport, and they have like all 4 of the trucks, of Thor Sports trucks on the the trailer. I think one year they made all 3 of them. They didn't make all 4 of them. Could be mistaken on that. My point is when they do things like this, it's almost like a little Larry McNugget that they're actually going to add this and include it one way or another. You think about the 187 line. I remember they made a Ryan Newman Darlington throwback, but they didn't make it in the 164 scale. It was only 187. Why? I don't know. They did that with a Austin Dillon paint scheme as well. So you have Chase Elliott's ugly Kelly Blue Book car. I mean, that thing's hideous. They could have literally chose a Cheerios box car, and it would look better than that thing. We got Cole Custer there. Then you have Haley Deegan with a truck. I'm not sure if this paint scheme got made this year. I'm not too sure on that. There have been a lot of different diecasts I haven't been able to keep up with. So I can't tell if that's exclusive or not, but I know the Cole Custer is a exclusive. So if this holds true, this is going to be a fantastic diecast to get. And judging by the price of this, which is about $50, probably about $55 after tax, this is going to be a diecast a lot of Cole Custer fans are going to want. And with it being behind I'll just keep it real, a steep paywall, having to buy 12 diecasts to get maybe 1 or 2 that you really want, it's going to be really interesting. And the first person that gets this is probably going to open it up, take a whole bunch of photos, and post it on social media, which I'm just going to keep it real. It's going to kill the surprise for a lot of the younger fans. I'm okay with that. Look, if I had it, I would be opening that thing up just to get the diecast. That's just me. But anyways, I'm curious to see what the other exclusives are. I'm hoping, we're going to start this with a positive note. I'm hoping that it's all on the EL mold, because this would be a perfect Trojan horse, so to speak, to include and kind of, I wouldn't say force, but kind of trick people into buying diecast on the JAT-PTC mold without them actually knowing it's on the JAT/PTC mold. If you don't know what that is, it's a lower quality diecast mold, not the same quality that we really expect, to be honest with you. Now, do I think that's the case? Part of me thinks so, but I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think they are going to. I think these are going to be on the EL mode because it says Winter Circle. I think Winter Circle is going to be EL mode exclusive. Don't know for sure. So that's one thing that I'm really hoping doesn't happen. Number two, I really, really hope we don't get some fantasy Christmas cars in this box set. Because if they put, remember the Sam Bass cars? I love his work and stuff, but I don't care about collecting seasonal cars. I don't care about these fake fantasy paint schemes. I could care less. When they're like goofy, crazy stuff on a car, like the Mickey Mouse stuff, like no one uses those paint schemes in their stop motion. They want the real on-track stuff. Part of me is concerned that what if like 3 of these cars have like reindeers and Santa Claus on them? And since they're exclusive, they can advertise it as exclusive. You get my drift. I'm hoping that's not the case. Do I think it is? I don't. I'm just going to keep it real. So that is going to be really interesting. What is the other potential 6 or 5 exclusive diecasts? We know the Cole Custer is like 95% going to be one of them, and the Haley Deegan truck, I'm not sure on that one. Eventually, the chicken will come home to roost, and we'll be able to get an answer on that one. But what do I expect? I have no idea. That's what I'm saying. I have no idea. It could be Xfinity cars. It could be Cup Series paint schemes. I imagine the bulk of this is going to be Cup Series paint schemes because that's the cash cow. That's the one they make. It seems like a gajillion 164s of. They barely make any Xfinity cars. They barely make any trucks, which I think is stupid because if you want half these paint schemes, you got to make them yourself, which is stupid. Anyways, another aspect to this that is pretty cool is it's like it has like a fold out little track deal, which I think some stop motion makers might be able to have some fun with that. Maybe make some 3-dimensional walls like a Lego set. I think they can make a cool little display stop motion with that. So that's something I like to see. And not to ramble on, it really reminds me of this board game from like the late 90s. And it was a NASCAR board game, and it had a little racetrack on it, and little plastic cars, and you roll the dice, and it was really cool. That's what it reminds me of a little bit. Let's talk about the positives here. This could be something really fun to see each year. But I would want it to be completely exclusive. Like, I want all 12 cars or whatever the biff it's going to be completely exclusive. I want, if it was up to me, completely exclusive, right? Paint schemes you would never expect, and there would be no early releases. Like, you would have to go and get this 12 days or 15 days or whatever it be before Christmas. So that way everybody gets a nice surprise. What's going to happen is someone's going to find this thing, they're going to buy it, and then they're going to take photos of it, and there's going to be no surprise. It's going to be put online. Some people are going to buy it because they want certain cars in it. They'll sell the rest. Some people will buy it as a Christmas gift for their family. My point is the surprise is going to be ruined. So that gimmick is not going to float long. Only things that have a tight, scheduled, release is going to be able to keep the mystery going on there. You have to have, okay, this item cannot be sold. It's kind of like how video games are. They can't sell a game. A GameStop gets their crap in 3 days before the launch date of a game, but they can't sell it. No transactions take place until midnight of a certain night. Anyways, this would be something I would like to see moving forward. Whatever gets more diecasts made that are exclusive, I'm all a fan of, right? So that would be cool. Another thing that does kind of concern me is how many are they making of this? Because it's $50 for 12 cars, which, if my math is correct, probably 55, give or take. That means you're getting you're paying about $4.50 per car, which is really good. Which also makes me concerned, like, the Winter Circle cars cost $8 a piece. Yes, that's packaging, that they're paying for the clamshell, they're paying their employees, all that BS, right? With it being one case, a bulk amount, if you will, they're able to mitigate a lot of those costs, and then they're able to pass those savings to the consumer. So that's a good sign right there from a business perspective. But I wonder how many of them are going to get made, and I'm talking about the actual set. So let's say there's 2,000 of them. That would be very similar to the NASCAR Authentics line. A couple of years ago, I heard it was about 1,500 to 2,500 wave of a wave get produced. So it'd be like 2,500 wave 10 sets get made. There's 10 cars per set. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. But here's the last point I'll make on this. Is if it sits around, let's say it doesn't sell well, or they overproduce it till the cows come home. I believe this is going to be available online, maybe in the retail stores, I'm not sure. If it is overproduced, there's going to be a metric biff ton of these cars around. Because here's the best news for the consumer, it's a holiday thing. When Lego does their advent calendars, when holiday season's over, and they don't have them, you know, like it's no longer relevant. They got to get rid of them because here comes the next year. They mark them down. Could you imagine getting 12 brand new diecasts for like $25? So if they overproduce it and they have to clearance bin it and Christmas is already over, consumers are going to win on that. So that I'm just saying that would be really interesting to see. It's seasonal, so it's hard to market something that was originally sold for Christmas in January and February. Oh, 2024 diecast are here. It's hard to market that. And actually, I have a little bit of Larry McNugget I'll add to this. Historically, boxed sets in Lionel Racing's era, which is 2010 to present day 2023, they have not sold that well. Very few of them that I can remember sold very, very, very well. Like, I remember they made a Darlington throwback set with like 16-something cars. Did they make many of those? I don't see them being released each year, so that tells me the numbers were not good enough to keep it going. You think about the Kyle Busch 2021 5-win set. That thing sold great. That was perfect. So that's a good example. Do I think like the Gregson 4-win pack is going to sell well? No. Do I think the Hendrick Motorsports Coca-Cola set is going to sell well? The Coke 600 set? No, it's not going to sell well. The Dover Top 4 pack from 2021 going to sell well? No. Those are the type of things that sit around because once people pre-order it because of the event that happened and the hype, that dies down. People already have the diecast in hand by the time it's released because it has to be, shipped out whenever. It sits around. It loses its gimmick. People don't care about it. And then it just sits there and they have to clearance bin it. Is this what's going to happen here? I don't know. From a consumer perspective, yes, that'd be cool. But I want to see this be successful as I would like to see this happen each year. This would be a great thing for a lot of collectors. Kind of look at it like a bonus wave, if you will, right? If it's all in the EL mold, high quality print decals, hopefully they do good. I hope it's executed. Judging by everything else they've done in the NASCAR Authentics line, minus the Winner Circle line, their execution has been really bad. So my expectations are low, but I think they'll be good. So I'm curious to see what cars they're in it. And if you really think about it, the magic's already working because I'm making a video about it. So the marketing is working. When you get people to talk about something, your marketing is working. That's how you do it. So that's all for now. Make sure to leave your comments down below. Man, I hope it's some good diecast. I really hope this is a good thing, and it's not just a cheap cash grab to, screw people over. Don't do that. Let's make this something cool that collectors can look forward to every year, especially the younger fan. If you want to grow the popularity of the sport, you got to get the younger fan interested in the 164 collecting. That's what happened to me. That's what happened to probably thousands of other NASCAR fans. So this could be really, really good long term. That's all for now. Diecast Buffet. Signing off.